Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Vader Tech. So, first thing, right out of the gate, I'm going to say it. Yes, I used to have a little bit of hair on my head. If you go back and look at some of my previous videos. However, we are cosplaying Darth Vader. Vader has no hair, so that's showing initiative right there, right? No, I just decided to shave my head, guys. Been like this now for probably about a year. Anyways, another thing I want to say is, if you go back and you watch all my older previous videos, I took the time to do a bunch of Star Wars backgrounds and stuff. We're not going to be doing all that, my schedule is really tight. I don't really have the time to do all that kind of stuff anymore, I'm really hoping I have time to troop. I mean, honestly, I'm probably not going to be able to do as many troops as I would like. But I'll make it happen some way, shape, or form. Anyways, just kind of a little recap. When I first invented Vader Tech, it was mostly about taking the Ruby Supreme Edition and modifying it, making it the best that it could possibly be. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you could do to it, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's not going to get you into the 501st unless you really swap out basically the whole costume to where it's no longer rubies. When I first started all this, my intentions were never to join the 501st, but the more I started going out as Darth Vader, doing birthday parties, doing different events, when I had the time to do it, I ran into a lot of the 501st members, and we all got along. It was great. There was no problems. They never bagged on my costume or anything like that. I've actually had some say for rubies it was pretty good with all the mods that I did to it. So after a while of actually being able to be in that environment where you have other Star Wars characters coming together, it's different when you're by yourself and you go to an event and it's just Darth Vader, along with a whole bunch of other kind of superheroes or whatnot, but when you have a whole Star Wars group come together, there's just something about that, it warms you up inside, and it makes you feel like you're really that character, right? So I decided, let's just bite the bullet. Let's just go ahead and rebuild and get into the 501st, right? Now, with all this being said, I really wasn't going to do it. I kind of got out of the Vader scene there for a little while, due to work. I mean, just life in general, but then, the Obi-Wan came out in episode 3, man. I saw Vader and I was like, oh, it's just that everything came rushing back, right? And I was like, okay, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it right this time, right? So I decided that I'm going to build a Vader based off of Obi-Wan, okay? So that's your first step when going into the 501st, okay? You want to go to the Sith Lord detachments, you want to go to the costume references, and they list everything there for each Vader, because in each movie, the costume changes subtly. There's little bits and pieces that are going to change, and if you're off, you will not get approved until you make that modification to make it within that, that standard. For instance, the New Hope gloves are different than the other gloves. The chest armor, it's painted differently throughout the movies. One big difference that a lot of people will see is A New Hope, the robe is over the chest armor, as to where Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, it's under the chest armor. The belt boxes are different. The belt buckle is different. I mean, there's just subtle little changes, that looking at it, for instance, the belt buckle, right? Looking at that belt buckle, you would not think that it changed throughout the movies, and it's because it's so subtle of a difference, okay? The gloves, I mean, yes, you can definitely tell those changed, because in A New Hope, the lines are running this way, as to where all the other ones, they're running this way, so yeah, just go to the Sith Lord detachments, look at all the references there, and build off of that, and that will get you approved. Okay, now for me, okay, we're doing things a little different here because Obi-Wan just came out, so the 501st does not have a costume reference for the Vader that is in Obi-Wan. Not yet, right? I mean, they have, I mean, come on, they have Vader from Star Wars Rebels that you can be, okay? And there's actually a costume reference for it. So eventually they will have one for the Obi-Wan. So how am I doing this? Well, okay. I watched episode 3 just over and over and over again, and I paused it. I looked at the details of the costume. I've talked to other 501st members. As a matter of fact, a lot of my parts I'm getting from 501st members. Okay, so that alone tells me, okay, these are 501st approvable parts. Okay, so there's no reason why I should not get in. Okay, now some parts I'm not getting from the 501st, the parts that are, you know, the parts that are not deemed having to be 100% this, right, that you can get from other vendors that are going to be a little cheaper, okay? But you know, your high-end stuff, your armor and stuff like that, you're going to pay a little, you know, you're going to pay some money for that kind of stuff. So right off the bat, you know, I'm looking at reference photos. There's some behind-the-scenes photos of the stunt man who plays Vader and Obi-Wan. He's wearing the costume, so I'll post a picture right here for you. Okay, so you can kind of see the chest armor, you know, I mean, you can basically see all the detail there. You can see, you know, that the chest box is a New Hope style. The only difference is the straps. You know, there's no straps on the outside. The box is actually attached just to the suit, kind of like it was in Revenge of the Sith. The chest armor, as far as I can tell, I want to say it's a New Hope style, but going back and looking at the costume references, it's painted like an Empire Strikes Back style. So, so I'm having mine painted, you know, I'm having mine painted basically the way it is in the picture there, you know, because I'm going for that look. The belt boxes and everything, I want to say all that is kind of a New Hope. The only difference, of course, is they don't have the red washers on the belt boxes. So mine, I was told mine are going to come with the red boxes, however, or the red washers, however, they're not going to put them on. They're just packing them with it, just in case I ever wanted to switch to a New Hope style. I would have them to, you know, put on or whatnot. With that being said, guys, I've already ordered the entire costume, okay? The only thing that is not on order currently right now is the chest box, and the reason why is because I'm having that custom made, okay? There are a lot of New Hope chest boxes out there that I could get, however, they don't have the guts on the inside, and that's because the New Hope chest box did not light up, okay? However, in Obi-Wan, it lights up, so I'm having to have them go in and actually attach the LEDs and the wires and the power and all that, okay? And they're gonna, the guy that's doing it for me, he's putting magnets on the outside to where I don't have to cut holes in my leather suit. It'll be magnetized, and then all I have to do is put magnets on the inside of my suit, so the chest box will just attach magnet-wise to the chest, or chest, stomach area, wherever it goes, right? So yeah, we have a lot going on. Like I say, everything is ordered, and I will be making these videos in a timely manner as the parts arrive, okay? So for this video, I really was not expecting these to get here this quickly. I ordered these back June 3rd is when I ordered these, and they came in yesterday, which was very, very fast. I was very surprised. But it is one of the first things I ordered. So the first two things I ordered was the jumpsuit and the gloves, okay? The gloves are here. The jumpsuit is going to take a little while due to the fact that it's being custom made, okay? With that being said, when you're building a custom Vader costume, you are definitely going to need one of these, guys. You're going to need a measuring tape, okay, for almost everything you do. So what I did is, well, actually, as a matter of fact, you know what? I will save that to when the jumpsuit comes in. Okay, let's just focus on the gloves today. So basically, for the gloves, it says to take a measuring tape, okay, and measure around your knuckles. Okay, so basically what I did was I just took my measuring tape and you just wrap it around your knuckles. Okay, just like so. You want it a little loose, you don't want it extremely tight. Okay, and then that kind of gives you your reference, you know, of what size you're gonna be. And then you go off their size chart and you order from that particular size chart. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and open this. Do my best to kind of not tear up the bag because I'm going to kind of want to put everything back in here. Another thing I'm going to eventually do is I'm going to buy custom made bags for all of my parts. That's after we get approved, because I see that they make custom bags. As a matter of fact, I'll put a picture of them up right here, where you can have your 501st number embroidered into it and all that. So, and it holds each individual piece. You know, your helmet. So basically, you have a helmet bag, a chest armor bag, soft parts kind of bag. You know, which gloves would be considered a soft part. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. So right away, I was kind of like, wow, it's light, right? So I was kind of like, you know, I hope this is good quality. However, all the comments that I read say that everybody was very surprised at when they came in, how light the packaging was and how good the quality of the gloves were. So with that being said, now that this is actually out, I can actually feel it does have a little bit of weight compared to when it was in here. It just felt really, really light. It comes nicely packaged. Okay, they're in a Ziploc bag. Okay, it's a size large, which is what I ordered. Great. Okay. According to the size chart, anyway. All right. And I'm gonna be trying to film most of my films outside in natural light, because that's one thing you'll notice in movies is lighting has a lot of effect as far as the colors of a costume, right? So these are your New Hope style gloves. Okay. Sorry if the wind's blowing. Come on. All right. Here they are. Okay. And now, when you go to the Sith Lord detachments, okay, like I say, with my costume, I'm having to kind of bounce all over the place, because in Obi-Wan, he is wearing the New Hope gloves, okay? So I went ahead and I went to the New Hope costume reference to costume reference these gloves, okay? It says the lines start at the knuckles, which they do here, okay? And they go all the way down, which they do. There are no lines on the back, which there are no lines on the back, okay? It says they can be made out of leather or a leather-like material, okay? These, honestly, I don't know what these are. These might be pleather. I don't know if it's real. Yeah, it says here it's custom leather, so technically it's pleather. However, it's still 501st approvable, okay? Because it is a leather-like material, okay? Now, the truth is, how does it fit? All right, yeah, that fits pretty good. Okay. A medium probably would have been too tight. It might be real leather. Now that I'm smelling it, it's got that leather smell. But yes, the quality of these things are great. Okay, so a medium probably would have fit me better. However, I need to leave room in the glove for my Micom sound rig. Okay, and if you guys go back and watch some of my previous videos, you know, I'm not going to go over the whole Micom because this video is basically about gloves. But the Micom has a little activation switch that goes around your hand. Okay, and if your glove is too tight, then when you make gestures, you're going to set those buttons off, and we don't want to do that. We want it a little tight to where if I just come down and, you know, push it, then it'll go off the way I want it to. So yeah, guys, that is it. A New Hope style glove that will help us get started on our Obi-Wan build. All right. Everything meets 501st standards. I got these off of Etsy. Like I say, it was one of the cheaper routes. There are other Vader shops out there that will charge close to $200 for a pair of gloves, which technically these were almost there. You know, it's just when you start building a Vader costume, it gets really, really pricey if you're doing it correctly and you're going high end. So where you can cut some corners is where you really want to cut some corners. And so for the jumpsuit, it's kind of a toss in the air on if you want to cut corners there, because you can either go with a full body suit. That will be cheaper, okay? However, you're gonna sacrifice a little bit because it's gonna get hot, okay? Now there are some out there where there are 3 pieces where the back is cut out and there's screening back there, so you get some air coming through and all that, you know, but you're gonna pay about $400 for that kind of a jumpsuit. The jumpsuit I got was nowhere near that expensive. It's being custom made to actually fit me. It looks good, as far as the pictures go anyway. And the 501st does say that the jumpsuit is one of those things that you kind of cut a corner a little bit with, due to the fact that it's hardly seen because you wear so much stuff on top of it, right? So yeah, we definitely cut corners a little bit on the jumpsuit. I want to say I maybe spent $100 on the jumpsuit. The gloves, after it was all said and done, $175 if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we got them off of Etsy. A costume. Let's see, what was the shop called? We Are Gladiators is where I got these. All right, so that's gonna do it for this video, guys. As soon as more stuff comes in, we'll be making more. Okay. Any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. I will do my best to answer them, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Y'all take care.